You guys already know that I love a good Florida man story, but this isn't really a Florida man story in the crazy sense, not at least in the usual sense that we normally see here on the channel when we bring you news stories from the Sunshine State. No, this is all to do with an allegedly cloned car, a cloned classic car as well. On top of that, a 1962 Corvette, the owner of which is claiming that this vehicle has been cloned. Now, cloning is a big problem here in the UK. I'm not sure how common it is over in the United States, but it's a massive problem here in the UK, to the point where really you don't want to ever put a picture of your car online that shows the license plate. If you do, it'll be cloned within a week probably. That's how bad it is here, to be honest with you, when it comes to this. Haven't really heard too much of it over in the States. Guys, let me know in the comments below how big of an issue this is, but this is a really interesting one. Like I said, this is all relating to a classic car. Normally, cars that get cloned are usually really valuable, kind of relative mass production modern cars. They're not usually classic cars that could go for hundreds of thousands at auction. It's very much kind of asking for trouble really to do something like that, because it's such a unique car and the people that own these cars usually have a lot of resources to be able to punish you. But like I said, a man in Florida is claiming to be the victim of a cloning scandal. Let's have a look at the full story here, guys, on the channel as always. So Dale Wilkinson bought a classic Corvette nearly 20 years ago, but he was not expecting it to turn into a saga regarding alleged cloning. Last year, Wilkinson turned to a federal judge in the state of Texas to ask the court to declare that his classic car, which is a 1962 Corvette, as the real deal, not a fake, and to clarify that another car of the same make, model, and with an identical VIN number is a dupe, it's a fake. So effectively, there are two cars claiming to be the same car, but which one is the real one? Wilkinson has sued two Montgomery County residents in the Southern District of Texas. Wilkinson's lawsuit claims that a Corvette owned by the pair is actually a copy of his car, and he is seeking damages and argues that the existence of a duplicate vehicle could cost him hundreds of thousands of dollars if he tries to sell it. Effectively, it makes it less legit and also more common. A lawyer representing the Montgomery County couple couldn't be reached for comment about this story, but the lawsuit is currently in mediation at the moment, a period where both sides in the lawsuit can come to an agreement out of court. If they cannot come to an agreement out of court, they will head to court to try and find out the truth about this matter. If it is going to go to trial, that has been scheduled tentatively for next year. Now, Wilkinson claimed to have bought his car in the state of Massachusetts back in 2006, and he discovered the existence of a second Corvette with the same VIN number in 2022. When he moved to Florida. He basically found that another Corvette with the same make, model, and identification number had already been registered over in Texas. So for those that aren't aware, VINs are effectively numbers that are used to associate with every single vehicle over in the United States. It makes sure that every vehicle is unique and only one VIN can be assigned to one car. However, the same VIN number has been identified as having two cars. So very strange to say the least. It's literally impossible. One of them has to be a fake. Now, Wilkinson's lawsuit alleges that the duplicate numbers are more than just paperwork mix-ups. According to the lawsuit, Wilkinson believes that someone built the Texas car with the intent to deceive. He alleges basically that his is the original vehicle and somebody else wanted to make a copy, one that appeared absolutely identical to a real 1962 Corvette. However, they've used a VIN number that was already in use for his vehicle, the real one. So the car, effectively, this alleged fake one, will probably be identical to the one that Wilkinson has. But the difference is that it's not from 1962. It could be from 2002 or something like that. And a key bit of evidence of this is the fact that he pointed to the low mileage of the Texas car, which only had 1,283 miles on the odometer. The original that he owns, he claims, had more than 56,000 miles on the clock when he bought it back in 2006, I beg your pardon. Either way, a good while ago. Wilkinson has hired an expert as well for this case, and it's concluded that the Texas car's VIN tag was a counterfeit. It was not legitimate. Why? Well, it was all down to the fact that it was made out of aluminium rather than the steel like it should have been made out of when it came out of the factory, if it did actually exist back in '62. So it does appear as though that could well be a fake given the material of the VIN number. Now, the couple in this case that are being sued have denied any wrongdoing when it comes to this vehicle. They claim that they bought the vehicle back in 2002 at an auction and provided the courts receipts for this transaction. But the lawsuit does not claim that these people actually made the cars themselves, but they very much are potentially damaging the reputation of Wilkinson's car as a result of that vehicle's existence. And them being the owners, they could well be liable for it. And it could be a big payday for Wilkinson if this lawsuit is successful or if they do come to an agreement at mediation. It is claimed that the value of Wilkinson's car could drop by over $100,000 as a result of it not being authenticated effectively, the doubt placed over its authenticity. But we'll bring you any kind of updates as this comes, guys. Like I said, not really a normal Florida man story, not in the usual sense of the term anyway, but yeah, strange one for sure. I think the material of that VIN number really does, I think that could well be the key bit of evidence here. It does seem as though, going off the information I have here, that Wilkinson's car is the real one. I mean, 1,200 miles for a car that is over 60 years old as well. I mean, I know it's probably not been driven much recently, but it would have been driven quite a bit when it was new. It's very rare that you buy a car and not really drive it anywhere, you know. I mean, over 60 years, less than 60,000 miles, that's not a lot, but it's a damn sight more than just over 1K. But anyway, those are my thoughts, guys. Get yours in the comments below on this. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always, and let me know, is cloning a big issue over in the States like it is here in Europe? I want to hear the stories about that as well. See you soon, guys. Have a great day wherever in the world today.